is this idea of the variance. Okay, variance and standard deviation. And the relationship is, we're quite familiar with the standard deviation, all right? And the standard deviation is just the square root of the variance. That's the relationship between them. And so variance is just another measure of spread. And its purposes, its meaning isn't really significant to us, just that we use it to calculate the standard deviation, okay? And the variance is, there's two formulas for it. We're just going to stick with this one. Is the sum of xi take the mean squared and then times pi. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the variance and then we're going to calculate the standard deviation. Now in the example, the way I set it out for you guys is there's a table. Okay? So it could be you go through and you fill in the whole table. That's going to be the long way to do it. But you can do it that way if you want. So in X, you've got the possible events, you've got the probabilities of them occurring, and then it says xi take mu. That means each event take away the mean, and then in the fourth column, you're squaring everything you got in the third column, and then in the fifth column, you're multiplying everything you got in the fourth column by the probabilities, which are in the second column. And then down the bottom, you're adding it together. So that's quite an elongated process, but we can do it in sort of a single step. So here with this probability distribution, I've gone ahead and found the mean already. The mean, the expected value is 1.4, and so now we're going to find the variance here using the formula. It is the sum of each event, take the mean squared, times the probability of that event. So the event is 0, take the mean is 1.4, that's squared, and then times the probability of that event, times 0.2, plus, okay, plus the next event, 1, take 1.4 squared, and then times the probability of that event, okay, plus, so 2, so that event, take the mean squared, and times the probability of that event, and then plus, times the probability of that event. Okay? Can crunch that in our calculator. And we got 0.94. Okay, that's the variance, 0.94. And then the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. And I got 0.9695. And I've stated it there to 3 significant figures. So remember, there's a lesson there. So what did we do? We found the variance, that's the formula for the variance. We crunched it, that's it there. The standard deviation is the square root of the variance. That's it to 4 figures. We're going to round the 5th one here. 5 rounds up, 9 also rounds up, and so then 3 figures, 9, 7, 0 is necessary. That's the 3rd figure. Okay, so that's how we're going to calculate the standard deviation. The other thing, of course, you can do to check your answer, right? So this is us calculating it manually. The other thing you can do to check your answer is to put this in our calculator like we did yesterday. List 1, list 2, we've got information in 2 lists. What's the standard deviation on it? It'll tell you. Okay, how do you find the variance? Well, if the standard deviation is the square root of the variance, then the variance is the standard deviation squared. That's the link between them. So that's enough to get really stuck into 7D there. All right, just introducing you to those ideas. So I'd like you to have a solid go at that over the next couple of months. All right.